All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to break down a really simple, but honestly, an incredibly powerful social cheat code. It's called the 4-second rule. And it is all about mastering silence to take back control in pretty much any conversation. So if you've ever felt like people just talk over you, or maybe they just don't take you that seriously, this one is for you. You know that feeling, right? We've all been there. That sudden, super awkward silence where your brain just goes into total panic mode. You feel this like intense biological need to just fill the void with something. Well, that exact moment, that's a crossroads. It's where you either win the interaction or you completely lose control. So here's the core idea we have to get our heads around. Most of us, we see silence as a failure, like the conversation just died. But the truth is, when you use it the right way, it's not a sign of weakness at all. It's actually an incredibly powerful weapon for showing confidence, for gathering your thoughts, and for shifting the entire vibe of a room. Now, to see just how high the stakes really are, let's look at a quick cautionary tale. We're going to talk about a guy named Leo, and we're going to see how his inability to just be quiet cost him big time. Okay, so meet Leo. He was a talented guy, super smart, but he was what you might call a yapper. You know the type. He just thought talking more meant he was showing more value. So there he is in this super high-stakes negotiation with a very powerful, very composed executive, trying to land a deal that would have absolutely changed his life. And here's how fast it all fell apart. First, Leo nervously over-explains every little detail, and then he states his price. What does the executive do? Nothing. Just complete silence, holds eye contact. Now that silence, it probably only lasted a few seconds, but to Leo, it felt like an eternity. He totally panicked. He just assumed the price was too high, and he immediately blurted out a discount he didn't need to offer. And just like that, poof, he lost 15%. The executive immediately goes, "Deal." Leo had been played, completely. He lost thousands of dollars of his own commission just because he couldn't stay quiet for a few seconds. He literally gave his power away for free. So Leo's mistake, it really highlights a fundamental flaw in how most of us operate in conversations. But don't worry, there's a fix. Let's break down the psychology of why this works, and more importantly, how you can start using it as a kind of social cheat code. The reason Leo folded so easily is because of something called social pressure. See, human nature just hates a vacuum. When a conversation goes quiet, it creates this really uncomfortable tension, and our brains are literally hardwired to want to resolve it as fast as possible by, you guessed it, filling the space. So the crucial point is this. The person who jumps in first to fill that silence is signaling insecurity. They're basically saying, I'm uncomfortable and I need you to approve of me. The leader, on the other hand, they hold that silence. They maintain control, and they actually use that pressure to their own advantage. And this is the rule itself. It's so simple. When you get asked a tough question or you're put on the spot, you just wait. Count to 4 in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in those few seconds, something amazing happens. The pressure actually transfers from you to the other person. They're the ones who start to get nervous, wondering what you're thinking. And suddenly, you're the one in the driver's seat. Okay, but theory is one thing, right? Practice is a whole other beast. You have to be able to use this pause without coming across as, strange or robotic. It's all in the delivery. The absolute key here is intention. You aren't just freezing up. You are deliberately choosing to be silent. You're creating a space for thought, and that communicates that you're calm and in control, not awkward or confused. That's the huge difference between a weird pause and a power pause. Your non-verbal cues, they're everything here. You have to project this calm confidence, maintain relaxed eye contact, keep your posture open and present. Whatever you do, don't start fidgeting with your phone or your clothes, and don't look at the floor. That just screams weakness. You have to act like the silence is exactly what you intended all along. So mastering this one small technique, it builds into something much, much bigger. It doesn't just help you in negotiations, it fundamentally changes how people see you. It's about shifting your entire social energy. Think of it with this analogy from gaming. An NPC, a non-player character, just reacts to whatever's happening around them. But the main character, they observe, they strategize, and then they act. That 4-second pause is exactly what allows you to shift from that reactive NPC mode into the strategic main character mode. You stop being the background noise and you become the one who sets the tone.
When our guy Leo started practicing this, he noticed people started listening to him more. And why is that? Because scarcity creates value. It's simple. If you're talking constantly, your words are cheap. But if you're deliberate and you speak less, people actually lean in. They assume that what you're about to say is thoughtful and really important.
You can see it right here. It's a pretty simple principle. Constant talking gives you low-impact communication. But the moment you introduce that strategic silence, the impact of your words just skyrockets. You're basically charging a premium for your input just by making people wait for it. Think about it. Most people are incredibly predictable. You know exactly how they'll react to an insult or a compliment. But by taking just a moment before you respond, you break that cycle. You become a little bit of a mystery. People can't easily read you. And in social dynamics, that unpredictability creates respect. It creates power. So how do you actually start building this skill? Well, you don't have to jump right into a high-stakes meeting. The key is to start small, with a really simple, low-stakes mission.
All right, here's your homework. The very next time someone asks you a simple question, could be how was your weekend, just pause for 2 or 3 seconds before you answer. I promise you it's going to feel awkward at first. Your brain is going to scream at you to fill the silence. But that feeling, that discomfort, that's the feeling of your brain rewriting its old, weak habits. So you've got to embrace it.
And that's really what this all comes down to. This isn't about being rude or being cold. It's about being deliberate. It's about taking control of your own reactions instead of letting your impulses control you. And honestly, it's the first step to having a truly unstoppable presence. So, the choice is yours. You can keep talking yourself out of opportunities, letting that panic take over, or you can master the pause and become the person who defines the interaction. It is such a simple shift, but trust me, the results are absolutely massive.